You just want to, as a brand new agent, you don't want to create personal biases and make that your factual reality.
Mm.
Like you don't want to create big overbroad statements and make that what it is when it's not. So like everyone's not going to be home.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be out of town. Bro, sometimes some people don't have family in states. Some people are in a different country. Some are on the East Coast and they're here by themselves.
Yeah.
They got nothing else going on. Some people don't believe in the holidays, so they'd rather go to work and then go back home and they don't do anything. Welcome to the live agent Q&A. Happy Halloweens. We got some people in there in the house. This is John. We got Cliff in the house.
How's it going, guys?
What's our topic right now? What were we having a conversation about? Inflation.
Oh yes, inflation.
We can keep it going.
All right, let's go.
How does inflation affect sales?
How does inflation affect sales? So
That's a good question.
Two ways. You got to have the two mindset of an agent and a sales individual, right? So you got the mindset of a client fearing, do they save their money? Do they spend it? And then you also have the agent thinking what the clients are thinking. So if you're a top performer, what do they always say when it comes down to holidays, when it comes down to like economic crisis? Sharks will always eat. Okay, so think like a shark. Sharks will always eat. So consider it, if one agent feels some type of way about the economy, they're going to be deflated. They're going to feel like, oh, clients don't want to buy this and that. We're going to get no-showed. All these confusing things will happen. If you feel that way, they're not going to be working effectively. So as a shark, you got to understand the competition is less fierce now. There's more clients for you to serve, right? There's still some people that are going to pass away. There will always be people passing away. Unaffected people with pensions, unaffected people, on their Social Security, people that are living within their means still, they still have a need. They still have an insurance that they want to purchase. We're still having leads, and these leads are requesting life insurance. So we still have people to take care of.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how can we best serve them without hurting them. So we just got to make sure, if you guys are selling, I would do an extra solidification. I just want to make sure this is not going to take food away from your budget. These plans, we give you 3 options based on what's more comfortable for you. And also you can do a little solidification of saying, as the times change, maybe you want to start with a starter plan and you can always upgrade when things are better. You may not be working, but you still need life insurance. Let's start you with a $20, $30 plan first. You get a new job, I'll revisit you in 3 to 6 months. Maybe we can upgrade you to a $100 plan. It all just comes down to, how much effort you're going to put in. But if you consider that the competition is leaving, man, there's a lot more fruit out there waiting to be picked.
Agreed. I'm gonna keep it pretty short and simple. The way I see it, especially in the times of inflation, it's like we both got to eat. Me as a salesperson, and also that person as the client, right? They have to eat, and also their family.
Yeah.
So think about this: a quick scenario. If something were to happen to them, are they going to be in a better position? Their family's going to be in a better position without the life insurance, or are they going to be in a good position with the life insurance? So this is around the time where you would say they really actually need it, because if something were to happen in the family, at least they have this life insurance to back them up.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about, oh man, Sally or Sam, they passed away. It's the market is crazy, the world is crazy, and we still have to worry about how to give him a proper burial. Well, with at least something, obviously you want to tailor it to their specific needs. You don't want to take food off the table, as John mentioned, but you want to tailor it to their needs to make sure that they still keep food on the table, but they also still have some type of protection. A little bit of something is a whole lot better than a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
That's simple.
So yeah, that goes back to our old company's line. One of our guys, Arnold, that was his main line. Oh, yeah. Man, we can't afford this. You can't afford not to have this.
Facts.
Because if you pass away, what's going to go down? If you can't afford $20, $30 of a plan, they're not going to afford a $10,000, $15,000 funeral.
Yeah, 100%.
So you will still find people that has a need. Just understand, you get to figure out who's the client that really can afford it, who's the client that can pinch it, and who's the client that's going to bail on you right away. So you just got to pay attention to the market. But funny enough, I do remember back in our old company, I've been in insurance now for 14 years. I started in 2008 when the economy was down, crashing. Man, we were door knocking, and then a couple of door knocks, dude, the house were broken. They're like, it was empty. And then, some people were mad when they left their homes, right? They had to walk out on a negative. But yeah, they were taking away everything. They were taking the toilets, like the cores were ripped up, lights were off. And then here's what I used to do. I knew that the lead was dead. So I would just go and knock on the next door neighbor and say, hey, do you know what happened to Cliff over here? Do you know what happened to so-and-so over here? I was looking to service them about their life insurance. I had an appointment with them. They tell you they moved. Oh, okay, it is what it is. But I'm just trying to find another lead based on what I've already done. So I just give them my card. I say, hey, so I was supposed to take care of them with their life insurance. Here's my card. Go ahead and if you ever need anything. And I've made some sales that way. So you just make something out of nothing by being in the field and being active. As long as you're producing, as long as you're doing something about your job, things will be productive for you.
Agreed.
So yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah, that was
I kind of have a question.
Okay.
How do you, because right now, they say we're in a recession, but we're not really in one yet.
Yes.
They haven't announced it yet.
We are.
How would you kind of, I guess, position yourself if you're going to try to do like a rollover, an annuity, or an IUL, something like that? Because obviously there's no, you don't participate in any losses with most of those instruments.
Yeah. So you just want to base it off the client. The clients, everyone's hurting right now, right? Like everyone with the crypto, with their retirement account, we're down bad. So it's funny enough, I got a new iPhone, right? And I'll get to your question right after. I got a new iPhone and I didn't download the apps, So I'm all like, let me not download crypto, let me not download Fidelity or Robin here. I don't want to look. And then so yesterday I was watching something on Netflix and it was about money and finances and like how to do things. I'm all like, let me go check. It was bad, bro. Some of guys are like negative 60%. Some of guys are negative 80%. So
it's tough out there.
You gotta feel with the client. And so coming back to the annuity question, everyone's hurting, right? Everyone's at a loss. Now, for us in our age, we're still young, somewhat. We have years to recover. Okay, so typically on average, we have out of 10 years, 8 good years, 2 bad years. And we're entering those bad years, right? So for us, we can keep our money in the market because it's not a loss until you take it out. It'll just keep going up. But if you're talking to someone that's a senior, right? They're in their 60s, they're in their 70s. They don't have a lot of time to recover.
Agreed.
So the first question you would ask to the clients, like, I know you're getting hurt. If you keep it here, you're going to continue to go down. How much more can you afford to lose? If you can't afford any more to lose, here's what we got to do. We got to put in a safe money market. It'll prevent you from future losses. It'll still make money when the market goes up, but at least it'll stop the bleeding. Okay. So you gotta come in as a safety net, as a protection. I wouldn't sell it so much as more of a like recovery. I'm just saying, look, we can't afford more losses because this is going to be your retirement plan. This is going to be your safety net. You're going to lose all of it and you don't have the years. What are you going to do? You're going to go back to work after 65, 70, 75. It's going to be tougher for you.
Agree 100%.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So being that it's Halloween today,
Yes.
how do you guys advise new agents to work now that we have virtual and telesales? I imagine this might be a little different, but also it might be a little late, being that if you're thinking about how to work now, it's, you got to plan ahead. So in anticipation of Thanksgiving coming up, or is that the next major holiday? How do agents prepare for that properly? How do you work through certain holidays and things that people commercially believe it's actually a holiday and they believe it's important?
Yeah. We are set up with so many mental breaks of holidays and like consumerism, like you were mentioning earlier. Like we are set up to spend money, right? We are set up to just
drain our pockets,
buy chocolate, spend chocolate, give chocolate away, take the time off, take a 3-day weekend, and then buy gifts for people. That because that's the next part, right? Christmas time.
Holidays are a marketing scheme.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
None of these were in the Bible. Some of these are pagan holidays, right? So how does it work for you as the agent? Okay, so you got to plan accordingly. Like it is what it is. Like, I got 2 kids. Like, what am I going to do? Not take them to Halloween because I have a political belief about it's a holiday scam, right? So you just got to work around it. So as an agent, what you want to do is you want to work around what you're going to do. So plan it out ahead of time. Okay. You got a new month coming up tomorrow. It's November 1st. If you're going to take those days off, make it worth it. Okay. So if you got Thanksgiving, you got a family thing going on, great. Enjoy it. Don't work. But if you don't have anything planned out, do a Friday or Thursday night dinner. People are going to be shopping Friday morning. It's the best time to go see them. People are going to be 3 days off. We could door knock, we can call, we could dial. Telemarketers are going to be off.
Yeah.
Okay. For today on the Halloween time, when does the night go dark? Right. You can keep working until people want to start trick or treating, and people will be home trick or treating. Right. So it doesn't hurt. Like, if you like to door knock, man, you can door knock with candy today. You can get some snacks going. Hey, I'm not here to trick or treat, but I got my card. I've been trying to reach you about your life insurance. By the way, I got give me some candy.
That's funny. John actually made a good point about, there's a lot of people that aren't working on holidays, right? And there's a saying, it says something along the lines, the early bird gets the worm. And
Right.
in a situation like this, where it's a holiday, most people aren't working. So you're already ahead of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you go out there, there's less competition.
Yes.
So obviously, bring all the paper, put it in your pocket. So you're basically going to get, you could say, more wins in a day like that, where there's more people, taking that day off.
Yeah.
And also there's more people at home because they're taking those particular days off.
Yeah. And then just to add to this, you just want to, I said, brand new agent, you don't want to create personal biases and make that your factual reality. Like, you don't want to create big overbroad statements and make that what it is when it's not. So like, everyone's not going to be home. Yeah. Everyone's going to be out of town. Bro, sometimes some people don't have family in states. Some people are in a different country. Some are on the East Coast and they're here by themselves.
Yeah.
They got nothing else going on. Some people don't believe in the holidays, so they'd rather go to work and then go back home and they don't do anything. Some people have kids that don't want to pass out, just want to pass out candy. So guess where the parents going to be? The parents will be home with the kid.
Perfect example. My son, he's going to be at home because he doesn't go trick or treating. So the whole family's going to be there. So if y'all door knock, I got all the policies in that house. So don't even door knock. But
exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes same thing.
Some people are going to be having the parties. They're going to have the Halloween party. It could be a good time to just go door knock. You never know. Everyone's drunk and they said, yeah, let me buy a policy too. Here you go. Here's my ethos link. Here's my ethos link. Everyone apply at their own time right now. 5 minutes. You guys will all get a policy. There you go.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, great question.
That was a good question.
Yeah, I got a question about final expense. So I've been hitting that up for about a month or so.
Nice.
And I just started putting the Calendly link on there. And what I'm finding is, they schedule the appointment and I call. It's a no show, no big deal. I'll go and door knock them. It's not a big deal. But I haven't seen a success, the return that I was hoping for on that. So, one, have you guys worked those? 2, what's your process? Because as soon as I get a lead, I will text them my state license, say, hey, I'm actually going to be calling you from an 816 area code. So put that in your phone so it's me. I kind of preface all that, but then I'm not seeing anything from it.
So what lead vendor are you using? You said?
Happy Agent, and then I've used Grand Slam as well.
Okay. Now for Happy Agents, they usually will email you. I used them before. So Happy Agents sets up a Calendly. You set your Calendly link. The way they do their ads, the clients can book on their own, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if a client booked on their own within like 2 to 3 days, people forget. Okay, so you want to try giving them a reminder. If they booked, just don't call them at the time you're booking. Maybe give them a setup like, hey, I just want to confirm our appointment for tomorrow. Do a confirmation reminders for it. But yeah, because they book, just like when we book, we still get no showed. Right. So mentality to it is you do want to play around. There's going to be some batches. There's going to be some batches that just turn funky. And then some batches like, dude, you're selling like crazy. Right. Mm-hmm. So don't overall create a factual statement again, going back to what I was saying. they'll make it a fact based on your one small sample size.
Mhm.
So, have you tried the CRM leads that are a little bit? How
Yeah.
much are happy agent leads per lead?
They're like 20. It depends on what you buy. They can go up to 40. So I'm buying CRM leads as on top of those.
Okay,
So
good.
on a average week, I may spend 1,000 on CRM leads, and then I'll spend whatever the happy agent or grand slam. I'll just add on to that.
Okay.
So that's kind of been my rhythm.
Okay, good. So your lead spending is not an issue. Okay, so now we go back to the three main. I would say we got it from Zach Twardarski. The three main processes you want to perfect, which is the lead strategy, your communication channel, and then your product knowledge. Okay, so I think we have to fix your communication channel of getting in front of people and booking. So I would say track. You want to play around with the leads that you have. Create a little spreadsheet of what type of leads you're booking the most. What type of leads are you getting the most presentations from booking to sits to close?
So it's 100% CRM leads. Like
you're getting more.
Oh yeah. My CRM leads. That's where my money's coming from. And so
Yes.
you have the no shows, but in an average week, I'll go out in the field, 3 days a week, and I have anywhere between 24 and 36 appointments within those 3 days. And so I'm average. I'm looking to close at least 10 a week. And so I just, those I was hoping that the final expense happy agent grand slam leads would just kind of be like extra on top of that. And I'm not saying, hey, they don't work. I'm just curious as to, man, because you get, oh, I didn't fill that out, or I was just looking, no big deal.
Yes.
I don't mind
Yes.
that at all. But I'm just not seeing the return on them as far as calling, not picking up. I'll go and door knock. Then I've paid for the lead, so I'm going to take care of it. And it's just not in the 2 times I've used happy agent. I just haven't seen a great return yet. So I was just curious kind of what people's processes are when they do the final expense.
Perfect. So I used to use them. And then once I started feeling like I'm not getting the results, I try something else.
Okay.
Yeah. So give it your shot of you create your method. Like, do you want to do 2 weeks, 2 batches, 3 batches? Once you feel like maybe you made a sale to just even money with the 3rd batch to just break even from all the 3 purchases, cut your losses. Try a different vendor.
Okay.
For
perfect.
For $25 per pop, I mean, you can get some YouTube leads, Facebook leads with beneficiaries and stuff, instant leads with beneficiaries.
Right.
$12. It's becoming a lot cheaper compared to the other vendors.
Okay. Perfect. Thank
Especially
you.
for $25 a lead, I would even consider trying to do some mailers if you're in that same budget, right? Because a mailer final expense, they send something back, they still run about $33 per lead. But now you got a fully handwritten writing saying, hey, what do you mean? And if you're especially door knocking them, what do you mean you didn't fill this out? I got your form right here. So this writing is in blue. It's the blue ink.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
But for the
Thank
cost,
you.
for the cost you're already spending, you're already in a great position. It's just figuring out and tweaking out what's going to be the best solution for you.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're going to venture into that, stick with your bread and butter with the CRM. I from what it sounds like, you're doing field, right? You're going to be in the field. You do door knocks.
Yeah.
Look into CRM 1 month old final expense if you haven't done so.
Okay. There's just looking at in my area. There's not a lot of those.
What's your area?
I check Oklahoma.
Okay.
So I check up on those all the time. And there just isn't a lot. So I've even gone to Arkansas to work, the final expense leads. So they work, even the 1 month old work because people, they get lazy and they don't want to just keep door knocking until they find something.
Right.
Which is fine. But so it's just trying to figure out what works in this area and what, what leads work well. So
the location you're working in, what would you say the average population size per city?
Oh man. Around me, I would say immediate within 50 miles, anywhere between 10,000 to 30,000.
Okay.
And Oklahoma City is a little bigger. That's about 50 to 60 miles away. You're looking at, 100, 200,000 people. So yeah, it's
Okay.
it's smaller compared to some of these other places.
So in your location, then, if it's a smaller group, they they most likely would know a lot of their neighbors on a personal level compared to us, not knowing our three people next to us in our neighborhood. So I would, aside from lead experimentation, I would try mastering your referral game,
Mhm.
because now
Okay.
you're gonna start asking for people that you've sold, friends, family members, and you can maximize a lot out of that.
Yeah.
What's your
Okay.
method for once you sold? Do you have any word tracks yet for asking for referrals?
Yeah, so I've tried it in the past. So what I say is, hey, if it's okay with you, I just want to take down your beneficiary's name and phone number, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a call, because if something does happen, I want them to have my number, because I'm the person that they're going to call.
Okay.
And usually no hesitation with it. Yeah, that makes sense,
Yes.
duh. And so I'll call, and I haven't really had a lot of people pick up the phone after the referrals. So I even tell them, I'm like, hey, tell them I'm going to be calling and this is my area code. And they're like, yeah, yeah. So I'll text them and I'll call them and just kind of, I've had one or two pick up and I'm like, hey, we put something in place for your mom. Do you have anything in place? And they're like, oh yeah, no, I don't need it. I'm like, well, okay, hey, I'm not going to push you. Just whenever you're ready, I'm here and I'm here to help you.
Okay. So let me give you some other ideas to more, instead of just more beneficiary, we're gonna go straight for the kill type of referral
Okay.
language, right? So you're my client. Sorry, I couldn't read your name. Can we get your name?
Yeah, Derek.
Derek. So Derek, we just got you set up for the life insurance, right? So we just finished the sale. Here's one scenario. So Derek, in case you pass away, you're taken care of. Your family no longer has to worry about getting life insurance. Don't worry about being buried or whatnot. Now, aside from you, who else in your family could use the life insurance? Okay, because put it this way, if you pass away, they're taken care of. But if you have a brother or sister, that's someone that passes away and they don't have life insurance, Derek, guess who's going to be helping out with the funeral?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm
Yeah.
doing is I'm driving a pain point on you to make sure you take care of them, and I'm going to be helping you out.
Right.
So who do you know that needs life insurance? I'm not asking for the beneficiary. I'm asking straight up, who do you know that needs life insurance? And I'm going to ask directly for a referral.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you can get one or two, instead of you calling, tell them, look, I'm in this area. You know how Oklahoma is. It's hard with the drive. I'm going to be here today and tomorrow. Can you do me a favor? Can you give them a call for me to let them know I'm going to be in the area? What city does he live in? And then so instead of just getting the beneficiary, there's multiple things that we can ask about the referrals to become a lead. So you're asking them and turning into a lead. So for example, let's say you're referring your brother Cliff. Okay, Cliff, great. I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper or whatever. You can even create a referral list. Okay. So back in our old company, we called the sponsor list. Sponsored them for some tests and some discount cards and stuff. So you got the name. So I would put the top, the sponsor, the referred by Derek. Okay. So first name, I got name Cliff. I would then ask, is he married? Okay. So I will spend minutes on the referral. Is he married? Yes or no? Does Cliff have any kids? Okay. What city does he live in? Do you know the address? If not, just tell me the city. Okay. Most people won't know the address. They know how to get there. They don't know the full address. What's his phone number? And then my last question on that is, I put a note HFW. What time does he get home from work? Okay, so now I know when to call. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I got all of that while I'm doing each individual. If you can get 1 to 3, dude, those are real leads now. Mm-hmm. It's what you're doing with the beneficiary. It's good because it's getting you a second point of contact, but it's not warmed compared to this one. It's like, can you give Cliff a call? We're going to talk to them about life insurance. And instead you calling, they're going to pick up because it's their brother picking up, and then you take the phone away. Yeah. Once they pick up, hey, we just set him up with life insurance. I wanted to set something up for you. He mentioned you don't have anything in place. Let's go and take care of this. Okay, I'll be there tomorrow. Then you're booking right there in the house. Mm-hmm. So make it a point, because especially if it's going to be sporadic with the leads that you're in and smaller amount of people, you want to try to just make a point. It won't happen all the time, but if you continuously put that in your presentation, if you can add another sale right there, turn one appointment to another appointment, and bam.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
That should help out. And then you play around with the other leads too on top of it.
Right.
Yeah, because it's crazy. Like 100,000, like the smallest city here. Like we're in Carson. Man, what's the Carson population?
A lot.
Yeah.
Really?
Southern California, OC County, LA County, San Bernardino County is like 17 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Long Beach alone, I mean, shoot.
I don't know anybody. There's a lot of people.
Right. Long Beach alone has like 500,000.
Jesus Christ. That's way too much.
Downey City's like 50 to 100.
Damn.
But yeah, so it's like we get spoiled, but yeah, we get bombarded with a lot of people. So you want to elevate a certain parts of your skill into the business. But yeah, all you got to do is once you find someone, especially if you find a client that's really talkative, that means they have a lot of friends, right? And then they're going to be the one that's going to sponsor you or like put you in an elevated position of saying, hey, see my insurance man, see my insurance man. Yeah. And then don't be afraid. I know you're doing field, but if you feel like it's spreading out from you, don't be afraid to learn that new aspect of telesales and go outside of your boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope that helps. We have a couple more minutes. You have any more questions? Feel free if you have any more questions, Derek.
Yeah, let's talk telesales on the CRM leads. Telesales are easy when it comes to final expense because you've got them that you know for sure, and we've all know the CRM leads. They've requested information or they've auto-filled something. It's fine, That's why I kind of stick with. I'm personable. My bread and butter is if I can get in front of you, unless you already have a policy or you just straight up cannot afford it. Like we're gonna make something happen. Over the phone. Telesales, 1 month old leads. How do you work into that as far as, because sometimes you walk into these appointments and I make sure people know, hey, state regulated death benefits, that's what we're talking about. But even then you get to appointments like, oh, I thought this was food stamps, something like that, so over the phone, how do you make that happen? Because that's something I've been looking at, especially with gas going up. It's like, man, I could save tons of money if I could just figure out how to do this. But how do you convert a 1 month old lead to telesale?
So my answer would be quantity.
Okay.
So with them being older, there's one vendor called Age Lead Store. You could buy leads from them, and then there will be a lot of crap in it. To be perfectly honest, there's gonna be a lot of crap in it, but you will have the sugar in it. So quantity. For example, I bought 500 H leads anywhere between 15 days to like, I would say 90 days is their 15 days to like 60 days, I think. But they were $1.50 per lead. Okay. So I go buy 500, I pay 750. I need one sale out of the 500 to make even money. And this gets you a lot of the hits on that. And then having call tools or form burner. I have both. Call tools is easier. You just plug them in and whatever response back. Or some agents, they're doing turbo text, mass turbo text on the quantity, and then you're getting the people that are interested in it. Because what you're going to end up having is you're going to have a lot of people because of the cost of the lead. They're going to tell you all these stuff. I was filling out food stamps. I was filling out Section 8. I thought it was something else. I was looking for rent control. I got all of those. And then you run into somebody. Yeah, I've been looking for life insurance. So-and-so quoted here. So-and-so quoted here. Well, here I am. I'm a broker. I can find you the best deal. And then boom. And they're willing. The ones you get that are willing, it makes it easy. I'll say my last one was sold 3 families worth for one sale out of an age lead. So I paid for 2 to 3 batches right there.
Yeah.
So don't pay too much mind on the crud. Quantity will offset it.
Yeah.
Any last questions? We're about to wrap up.
I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, you're doing good. So just do your numbers. Look into your 3 things that you're looking at from your appointment setting. You're doing well. You have the lead strategy, you have the appointment setting. So now it's just the tweaks. Okay. So look into your closing ratio, look into your show ratio. If you're booking, you're having 50+% show ratio, it's not an issue then. If you're selling 25 to 30, or if it's higher than that, dude, you have a good closing ratio. So now you just got to figure out, okay, well, how can I maximize? What are my strengths? And my strengths is in the field, okay, let me get more referrals in the field.
Mhm.
And then not a lot of people are doing this, but if you're already in the field, you know, let's say you grab lunch, look into learning a little bit about business to business. Okay. Look for shops, hair salons, tattoo parlors, 1099 employee type works that you can provide life insurance for.
Yeah, I actually have I have a buddy who's an electrician who he actually lost a guy from a drug overdose this past year, and his wife, they didn't have any life insurance on him.
Oh.
And not only did he lose money because this was his right-hand guy, so he lost money as far as him being able to take part of the business. He had to stop what he was doing to come back over here, but he ended up paying his wife for months afterwards. So he lost money out of his pocket. So he lost money that way too. And
Wow.
so I've been in talks with him because I'm like, this is obviously something that is needed with these 1099 employers. So how do you work your way in there so you're not just another insurance guy, or you're not just someone trying to sell them something that they think you're just trying to benefit yourself.
Right. So there's tactics. You'd then venture into FFL AMS. Okay, so one of the carriers right there is called NLG. They had this thing called key person insurance. Okay, so one of the presentations, the way they did it, if it's somebody that's a key person, kind of like that guy, let's say it's a CEO, president, HR, or whatever, but it's 1099 type work, you can have the business pay for their policy for that individual. The beneficiary, while they're employed, will go to the company, but it's an IUL. It builds cash value that when they choose to retire, they can take out automatic withdrawals as a pension plan for it. So you turn it from the business, you surrender it and give it as a personal, and the insured will then take systematic withdrawals as a pension plan for it. And it still leaves behind money for them. So it's an approach of where you said, I got a business proposition, or I got an insurance protection for you that'll protect your business from losing this person as a key person. And it'll also provide them as a pension retirement plan. Would you be interested in that? And then bring that up. And then of course, hey, my services ain't free.
Yeah.
We're going to take care of you. You're going to take care of me some way or another. So instead of just telling them, hey, we're going to protect them for life insurance.
Yeah.
Like
So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Think of it too. Last part. I don't know if there's like bars, clubs, motorcycle clubs out there, people that are in high risk areas. Think about marketing the accidental plans within that community. So just think big about your business and how you can approach clients.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, Derek. All right, guys.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
This is going to be posted on Friday on the YouTube every Friday. We'll see you guys then.